getting 90 degrees, making sure we have an anchor point, and going here. So if Phil stacks me, so this is, I would say, like more like a correct stack, because he's bringing my knees right to my head. You can't even hear like in my voice, like there's a lot of pressure in my torso. So go back a bit. So we talked also about catching it early and knocking the person down this way, right? If he pressures in, I can kind of use that momentum and lift the leg and keep the arm. That's if we catch it very early and we kind of predict it. So you can feel when somebody's stacked, how they're going to stack. Now if he stacks a little bit more aggressively and I miss it and I need to come through, I do that this way. All right, that's our corkscrew armbar. We did that also from the back, where his weight is actually pinning my leg down on his arm, which is great. And we were twisting to finish this way. Now, where I think people are missing it is when somebody stacks you in an awkward way. So it's actually not as effective to stack and pull the person this way. And I'll explain what I mean. So what I've been seeing in sparring is when I go here, some of you, are kind of going like this. The only reason that will work is if I don't have the right movement to deal with it. So I try and commit here, and Phil ends up almost kind of like making me face plant, and I don't like that. So I kind of either go here and I lose it because my core is not engaged, and I'm not facing the feet. I always need to be facing the feet if I'm belly down. And so we're missing this step. If you miss that step, you either end up kind of face plant here, trying to finish like this, or this way. And this isn't good either. It's not ideal. It's better than face plant, because if he connects his hands together and just squeezes really tight and starts leaning forward, I don't really have control here, especially once this happens. See? So that's what I've been kind of observing when some of you, and I don't think actually, not everyone's here that was having that happen, but that's what I was noticing. So this is what happens. Sometimes it's not an intentional stack, sometimes it's a loss of balance. But a good stack, which I'll show in a second, which as good as a stack is, but if Phil's going to stack me, or let's say he's stacking me and he falls kind of that way, like we just did, and I'm going to face plant, what I need to do here, even more, like you're almost leaning this way, yeah, like this. So what I need to do is, when my weight shifts down, I need to make sure I'm catching his arm. Now what I need to do is, I don't want to hurt Phil's elbow, I want to twist this way. It's hard to do in slow motion because you have to kind of be floating for a sec. But I want to unwind it. If I'm here, even if he's low, I'm stacking this way. If I keep holding, I'm going to lose it. I can feel the leverage slipping because of what this leg is doing. My legs are just being heavy. They're not, my core and my hips aren't active enough. So once I start to lose that angle, I need to follow him and pivot and face the feet. It's the same thing as when I spun under, but I have to be a little bit more proactive in doing it, whereas when he stacks me more aggressively, as long as I have my hand to guide me, it kind of does the work for me. So what I mean is I get here, I have both hands on it, he starts bringing me this way, I'm going to post here, and I'm going to twist and go to the legs. Now I have full control, and I can even hold his leg with one arm if I want so that he can't somersault, and I'm just going to pull this arm out this way. Now, that's going to cover every angle, meaning if he stacks me this way, if he stacks me totally folded in half, or if he stacks me, whether it's intentional or not, it kind of leads to the side. Too many times if people try and do a belly down armbar, they think of it as like a literal, just without a partner, they think of it as a literal like belly up here. That happens occasionally, it's pretty rare, because there's a moment here, the core is just not as good at doing this when gravity is against it. Okay? So